Hi, it's Edith. I wanted to talk today about something that has come to my attention here lately. Mainly a rather senseless murder that has taken place in my house, committed by none other than one of my favorite art students, who shall remain nameless. It's this. A very innocent paintbrush has been murdered. This brush was put back in the container with paint still on it, and I failed to notice, so I guess in the end it's really kind of my fault. But look at this. There is like red paint. Can you see that? All over it. And it is now dried and it won't come off. Artists everywhere are now face-palming themselves. Oh my God, I know how she feels. When your art supplies are murdered, it puts a hole in your heart. And you just can't. You'll never get over it, no matter how hard you try. And so, this video will be dedicated to murder avoidance, art supplies, and how they're cleaned. So, I'm going to take the tripod over to the kitchen sink, and I will show you this one. It's too late for this one, sorry. Oh, it looks nice on my shirt. It's because it's like dried, stiff. It's awful. But I will show you how to properly wash and restore the tips to your brushes. Sorry about the jostling, but I've got to pick the tripod up and carry it. Oops. Sorry folks, the dirty dish fairy was here, and the clean dish fairy was nowhere to be seen today, so I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and here's a nice view of my not so clean sink, but as you can see, oops, nope, sorry, I had to reset the tripod. I have a nice pile of clean dishes now. So, here is a 1-inch brush. It's already been cleaned, but well, we'll do it again. See how nice and supple it is? I've used this brush for years. It is a Royal and Langnickel. I don't know that you can see it there, but you'll have to trust me. It's Royal and Langnickel. It's an awesome brush. And when you're full of paint, this is what you need to do. You turn on the hot water. And you do this to your brush. Wait a minute, let me go grab some paint. Okay, so pretend I've been painting here, and there's a ton of black paint left in my brush. As you can see, I'm putting black paint on it. Okay? No, I'm not afraid to get dirty. So you take said brush with all the black paint in it, all over the ferrule and everything, and you wash it out. Okay? Sorry, I'm just getting you a little closer. You spread the bristles apart to let the water get in there. Sorry, you cannot see that. There we go. You need to spread your bristles apart so that you can get clean all the way to the ferrule. And just when you think it's clean, you take some dishwashing liquid and you roll it around in the dishwashing liquid, because you can see there is a little bit of black still in there, and that was a clean brush to start. so you scrub your brush back and forth. I like to go in between my fingers with it, so as you can see. I'll even slow down a little. And that helps to work the soap up into the ferrule end of the bristles. And so you just work the soap in. Again, work it around. And then rinse. You can again rinse just like that. Get all the soap off your palm. Make sure there's no soap left. Because soap is basically an acid. And it will eat your brush handles. So here, now is what we do. It's nice and sopping wet. We shake out as much as we can. See how much drier it is now? And you comb the brush through your fingers. This is a 1-inch flat. See how that nice sharp point I've gotten in there now? That's what your brush looked like when you brought it home from the store. And that's what it should look like when you're finished. Lay them either point side down hanging from something, or lay them flat to dry. Kind of like that. Whoa, sorry. That will prevent anything from crushing your bristles. And keep the ferrule, the wood end of the ferrule closest to the bristles, in the wood handle closest to the bristles inside the ferrule, from getting soaked. Because once it gets soaked, your bristles will start to come out. And it'll never really dry properly. And you can avoid brush murder, brush homicide, brush destruction. Costs money. I know this was probably a really cheap one. American painter. I probably bought it in the craft section. That's not the point. If this had been a $20 brush, somebody would have had his head in a vice. Their head in a vice. Sorry, not pointing fingers. But as you can see, there is no bringing this brush back. It's gone. So now I have to go, sorry, the cat is photobombing me, to the clearance rack at the Hobby Lobby and pick up a new brush. One that looks, I need a new liner. A short liner and a tall liner, sorry. And a tall, long liner brush because I needed another one anyway. But this will make an artist extremely unhappy. And it's this kind of thing that will cause the prices of classes to escalate. Because when you ruin the art supplies, you got to replace them. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold so I can go back and sit down and get rid of the cat. I'm back now. My whole point in the brush murder, sorry, well, no, wasn't supposed to go there, never mind. Can't get my tripod right. The whole point in going through this is every artist has been through this. I have ruined brushes myself simply by not taking care of them, and so I have learned the hard way that brushes are very expensive. They're not cheap. Even cheap brushes aren't cheap because you have to keep replacing them. And better materials can help you be a better artist. And so we've all been there. But there aren't too many videos out there on how to clean your brushes. And that was my version of cleaning your brushes. And it's with all brushes. They're all like that. You clean all of them like that. Some people will use acrylic brush cleaner. I don't bother. Dish soap seems to work for me. Some people use saddle soap. Again, I don't bother. And as this is for acrylic paints, with oil paints, you probably want to use a special cleanser. Although I would use, sorry, just blanked out, dish soap. Again, I would use dish soap, even for my oils. Simply because the dish soap is also going to condition your brushes and help keep them better longer. But that's also what saddle soap and acrylic brush cleanser is for. They have conditioners in them to help you maintain your brushes. Brushes can sometimes cost upwards of $50 a piece. And cheap ones, if you have to keep buying them every 2 weeks or so, you know, yeah, it may have only been $2, but it's $2 times 26 times a year gets to be a little expensive after a while. So taking care of your brushes is a really good investment. It's the same thing with cleaning out your palettes. Just use soap and water. Soap and water is very good. Cures a lot of things. Can't think of anything else to clean with at the moment to do for acrylic painting. Watercolor is self-evident, but I have discovered watercolor brushes still need cleaning out, and they still need special care and conditioners. You can't just leave the paint in them. You do need to clean them out too, and you need to clean your palette off now and again. I don't clean my watercolor palette off all that much because I use what's there. I don't do that many watercolors, but I'm going to start doing some watercolor, and I'll take you on that journey with me when I do. So, having said all that, can't think of anything else other than be careful of your brushes. Be careful of other people's brushes, especially if you're taking an art class, because there's nothing in this world like having a beloved student on your hit list. I love all my students. I love everyone I've ever taught, or you don't actually teach anyone anything. You just help them to remember what they already know. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, he's down. That's Clarence. And I'm preparing for another class, so that's why all the paint and stuff is out. So thanks for listening. Avoid brush homicide. See you next time. Thanks. Love, peace, and pumpkin pie.